Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Shilpa Data Insights.
I think data engineering learning industry is broken and nobody is talking about this openly because today people are trying to sell that dream that one certification, one course and one roadmap will help you in becoming a data engineer. But if that is the case, why are so many people are actually stuck? Why do so many people actually spend 6 months in training, 1 year learning, and sometimes even 2 years learning, and still they feel that they are complete beginner? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Shilpa Data Insight.
I am a data engineer and I am your instructor and help you grow in the field of data engineering and AI. In this video, I will explain what people are actually doing wrong, the biggest mistakes that people are doing while actually trying to transition into the data engineering field, and also how real data engineers can grow in this particular field. When most people start learning data engineering, they think success comes from actually learning tools. So they create a checklist. SQL, yes, done. PySpark, done. Databricks, done. Snowflake, okay, also done, which is a great achievement. Airflow, okay, let me actually learn it. Kafka, it's coming next to learn. And slowly, learning becomes a race actually to collect the technologies. When I started my career journey, I also thought in the same way to collect the technologies and I will become more confident. I believed one more technology is a path to be a data engineer. But the problem is, data engineer is not about collecting tools, knowing about the tools. It's about understanding the system, how exactly it works. The clients don't pay you if you can write a PySpark code properly. They actually look for people who can build a reliable pipeline, a scalable pipeline that does not break and that can handle a failure if it occurs. It can also optimize the performance of the query of the pipeline and process not a small amount of data but huge amount of data. And that's where the problem solving ability comes, and that's the crux of every company. And there is the gap that most learner make. They actually know the commands, but they don't know the architecture. They don't know the system because they know all the tutorials, but they cannot solve a real problem independent. So let's come to our next point. Tutorials are actually giving people fake confidence. Let me tell you something that nobody is talking about. Tutorial learning is creating a fake confidence. What does that actually mean? This means while watching tutorials, you feel that yes, I know everything. The instructor already knows it. What the input looks like, what the output should be look like, what transformation should I apply, where the bug is going to actually come, what should be my final output. In the real world project, it's not like that. It can be a data is arriving late. There could be a failure in the pipeline because there's a schema change, or there could be a duplicate error records. The dashboard is not coming which it should be, right? Sometimes a pipeline can even break at 1 a.m., which you really don't expect and even don't want to happen. However, these things that happens in production, no tutorial prepares you for that particular pressure. That is why many learners either struggle in the interviews or are not prepared properly to work in the projects. Because the interviewer can quickly realize who have actually worked in a project and who have just watched the tutorials, right? And they don't want a person who have just watched the tutorials but they have actually worked on real world projects. Let's talk about the biggest mistake that a data engineer can do to delay the careers for years. The biggest mistake that I see is people start coding without understanding actually the bigger picture. They immediately jump into PySpark, but they will never ask, why are we using Spark? Why cannot we do it using SQL alone? Why are you actually partitioning the data? Why do you need a bronze layer and it cannot be just do with the gold layers? Why do we need the orchestration tools? Is data modeling actually matters? And because of this, their learning stays at a very surface level. Let me give you a very simple example. There are two people who can write the same exact Spark code, but one engineers understand the performance optimization, the cluster usage, how the data looks like, the partitioning of the data, what could be the shuffling problem, what is the memory issues, and the other person can just write the PySpark code, the SQL syntax. The difference here is salary, its confidence, and career growth, which is actually very massive over time. Because coding is just a small part of data engineering, it's not the complete part of it. The real value actually comes when you understand the system and work together with everything. So you just don't actually write code, you understand the complete system and also the core of data engineering. Now, let's talk about the certification. Everyone wants to do the certification. I have seen people advising to do the certification, and the same was with me that people advise me to do the certification. Certifications are not a problem, it's dependencies actually. So, one misconception is as much certification as you can do, you will be easily hired. People start actually collecting those 10 certificates, multiple course completion, and those LinkedIn badges everywhere. And still, people struggle to actually design a very simple pipeline. At the same time, I've seen certificates with very few certificates of a candidate, but they can actually build a very strong pipeline and a project. Why? Because companies actually don't need the trust of certificates, but they need the proof of work, which we call a POC also, right? So your GitHub profile actually should say much more than your certificates. It should display your projects, your ETL pipelines. Why recruiters see is the GitHub profile is your face to it, what exactly you have done, whether you have built a real ETL project, whether you have done a proper documentation, you have optimized a Spark job, you have done a cloud integration. These are far more beneficial. We have already discussed the mistake that is made. Now, let me tell you the right way to learn data engineering. So, what should people actually do? The answer is actually simpler than you think. First, you should start with fundamentals. Stop trying to learn everything together. You don't need 10 tools, 50 courses, 10 certificates. That's not needed. You just need to make sure that you are starting with the fundamentals. So the fundamental thing is a strong SQL background. So with strong SQL, with advanced SQL and the ETL concepts plus data warehousing concepts, data modeling concept, distributed framework, how exactly the data flows from one system to another. These are actually fundamentals. Now, once you know these fundamentals, you should document everything in the GitHub because GitHub is your practical resume. After the fundamentals are strong, then jump into Spark. It's distributed processing. This is where many people make mistake. They actually jump into Spark, they don't understand what is the distributed framework, they don't understand the other things like SQL, data warehousing, and they land up nowhere. After you have done that, then finally land up to a cloud technology. It could be anything, could be Azure, could be AWS, or it could be GCP. So do at least one. Once all this is done, the next step will be to build an end-to-end project. And I don't mean copy project, a real project. There are multiple projects already there online. Just don't copy them blindly. Try to understand everything and build a real project by your own. For example, you can build a pipeline used for customer analytics. You can build a pipeline for retail sales. You can do it for reporting purpose. You can build a healthcare ETL system. You can do a streaming dashboard or a financial reconciliation report. When you are actually building a real-time pipeline, you will face a lot of challenges, and those challenges will make you ready for actual projects that are faced on the real world. And the third thing is learn to think like an engineer. When you learn something, ask, why are we doing this? What problem does this solve? Can we actually solve this problem in a different way? What happens when the data volume increase? What happens if in case the pipeline fails? The mindset will actually change everything. What interviewers actually want is not just to write the code, but to understand the system. They want to understand, can you design a system efficiently? Can you debug if in case there's any failure? Can you actually optimize a pipeline? And can you explain the trade-offs? So these things are very important. You have to also communicate with the stakeholders. So in the interview also they look for whether you are able to communicate with the stakeholders or not. Now I will tell you a very super important thing, and I'll tell you very honestly. Data engineering is becoming harder nowadays. Yes, you heard it right. AI is changing tools quickly, platforms are evolving in a fast pace, automation is increasing, and one thing is still true. People who actually understand the system, the architecture, and problem solving will be able to stay valuable forever. Tools will keep on changing, but strong engineers will adapt with those tools. And if someone is learning data engineering right now, do not focus on completing the courses. Focus on becoming a good data engineer by solving the real world problems. That's what actually make you industry ready. And if you relate to this video, then do comment below what exactly problems you are facing while learning into data engineering field, and what is the biggest mistake that you have made if in case you are already in data engineering field. And do subscribe to my channel Shilpa Data Insights, and do hit the like if you actually relate to this video. I'll come up with some next video related to data engineering, so you can also watch the complete PySpark playlist of interview questions if you are really preparing for interviews right now. So till the next video, stay tuned, keep learning and keep growing. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you have a good day.